sensitive. Oh,
It's very sensitive. And I tried to talk about it on the previous pod with you, but it seemed like you ran a little bit from it. So I'm going to pose the question to you, and we're going to make we're going to give it at least 8 to 10 minutes worth of attention, and we're going to go to the next topic.
Straight crack.
Straight crack. We're giving the audience straight crack. So, what age should men start dating? Hold on. Let me go ahead and throw some caveats in there. Should men be pre-built, and or should they try to build themselves with the woman?
Right now.
Yeah, I gotta ask that. Should men already come to the table with the table before they even start dating, or should men date poor, broke? It is nothing of value, but and bubble gum. And so, what age should men start dating? You take your time, answer whenever you want to, because I'm gonna edit it up.
Okay.
We ain't gonna have no space for 20 something.
All right, what age should men start dating? Great question there. Let me say it as I told my boys. It's like a Pandora's box. Once you start cranking that thing, there are only so many cranks before it pops out. If you know what I mean.
The baby.
Okay. Well, you can say it like that. But I'm just going to say, when I say cranks, is just, let's just say, for instance, you like a girl. Let's just go through the stages real quick. Let's say you like a girl, you're afraid to kind of talk and everything like that. Now you've built up the nerve, start communicating, talking. So now you're talking back and forth. You're on the phone talking like that. How long does that last? I don't know. Then you go from there to you want to be with the person. Now you're with the person. Then you go from there to start touching. You start holding hands. You go from holding hands. You start hugging. You go from hugging. Now you go up a little bit further. You start petting and touching. You go from there. All right, now you start kind of bumping and grinding. Go from there. We get into sex. We go, like that. All right. You see, so there are only so many calculated steps.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That it gets to what nature wants is get it together. You see?
Yeah.
And then once you get it together, sex is addictive. It feels good. So now you're going like, hey, this feels good. It feels good. And it's what is the whole objective with this is that, hey, we're trying to create life because you ain't going to live forever. So it's trying to create life. Okay. That's the whole objective there. So this is my thing. If you start dating, let's just say at 8, 9, 10 years old, you're cranking that ladder already. And usually what happens, if I get in a relationship and I'm in that relationship until, let's just say I'm in that relationship, I don't know, let's just say 12 months. Well, let's make it 6 months. I'm in that relationship 6 months and I go through every month I'm going to another stage. And so now I'm into sex probably at that 6 month. When I get into the next relationship, I'm not going to probably start at the bottom again. If I do start at the bottom,
with some wheels, with a little bit of experience that you got.
That's right. I'm gonna burn through the 6 months. It ain't gonna take me 6 months to get in them
to
draws.
Come to this conclusion.
Yeah, to get in them draws, like it did before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So therefore now I start getting down to it where, hey, we can get in here a little bit faster. So this is my thing to young people, young guys. So if you're starting to date early, chances are you burning through those experiences and you're gonna be in a situation that's gonna be very, very, getting high body count at an early age. We'll say it that way. Okay. Yeah. So if you can discipline yourself and say, this is my recommendation. I'm kind of getting to my answer, specific answer, straight crack to what you're talking about.
Land.
All right. So if I say, I'm going to focus my high school years just on schoolwork, having a lot of friends. I'm not going to try to get in any serious relationships there. I'm going to focus my college years, my freshman and my sophomore year to kind of just, again, be social. I want to know a lot of people, things like that. I'm not getting in a serious relationship. Maybe by your junior and senior year in college, you start trying to put that focus because about that time, you kind of know what you want to do with your life. And usually when you're dating for the objective of being married or lifelong relationship. You see like that. So now what you do when you kind of size that up, you're looking at, okay, I kind of know this is the career path I'm choosing, the kind of direction, and then I'm going to law, so I recognize I'm looking for a person that really kind of helps me balance myself in here. You see, you know who you are. If when you start dating early, you're just really on feelings and emotions. And it's just like, oh man, my drive, my blood pumping, and boy, I want to grow. You see? And so therefore, again, I'm coming from the standpoint of what's your purpose? Why are you dating? What's the purpose of dating? Is it for just social looks and things like that? I think I shared last time I was here, I talked about the different stages of relationships. I don't know. I talked about the foundational piece of relationship being needs to be solid. Hopefully that's spiritual. Okay. And then we go from the spiritual to the next one is going to be, we go from the spiritual platform, which is really wide and big. And then we go from that one into how is that person sociable? Are they sociable like there? Then social into emotional, the emotional into physical, like that. And so that's the thing. So when you're dating a person and I'm getting to know a person, I want to see kind of what's their core values? What are their beliefs? What are they really plugged into? That's kind of why I said, don't be unequally yoked. I need to make sure that we got these foundational pieces together and they're laid, you see? And then from there, I look at, okay, how are they social? Do they kind of connect? Are they able to talk? Do they able to have sensible conversations with people outside of just me? Or, like that. How are they there? And then from there, emotionally, do they have a good EQ? Are they solid there? Are they just, all over the place like that? And then last, physically, I mean, we talk about, hey, physically, are they attractive? All that. I do want to wake up in the morning and they look good to me,
Right.
So, that does matter. But what we do is we flip that bad boy. It is the physical first, and then the physical, they got to look good, got to feel good.
I remember that podcast.
Yeah. All right. They're physical, and then they want to get into from the physical. Now, are they emotional, and then emotional into then social, and then into the
And so that's how the 90 percentile do it backwards.
Right.
And so I do remember that conversation that we previously had on our last podcast. Now, everything you said was great. What about the 90 percentile who don't, like some of the words you were using, like vetting and dating for a purpose and all this stuff and discipline and these
foreign.
That don't even make sense. Not to the 90 percentile, they don't even understand it. So just do you advocate for dating before 25 for men? So considering that the frontal lobe doesn't fully develop until after 20.
Yeah, I mean, we're going direct question. Yes, I think I got married at 24.
But I'm not talking about you with your 24-year-old wisdom. I'm talking about you now. Do you advocate for? Are you an advocate for your son or daughters being married before they can think properly?
I know where you're going with that.
You.
Yeah, I know where you're going. I think I would think closely in there, probably 23, 24. And this is why I say that, because you are formulating some of your thinking and belief there. And sometimes to have that person that is also there to formulate that there, because sometimes this may not be rightly said, but sometimes you're set in your ways. You kind of heard that. And I think if you're by 25, you probably are getting out the house. If you on your own and everything, you kind of got your own, vibe like that. And sometimes when you got that establishment, it can be a little challenging to
grow with somebody else.
Right. So I think the thing is there. That's why I said this is just kind of my take on it. When you come out of college and you kind of got that career kind of set of where you're going to go, you're not successful at it yet. I think some people today that I hear, they say, well, I want to have enough money in the account and everything like that to get married. But you're already living together. You know what I mean? So it's just, to me, it's just not really saying, what are you really saying here? You want the benefits, but you don't want to pay the price. So anyway.
Now you going, here we got to go ahead and address the culture as well, because right. I know you speak broadly and to the whole nation. It's black, white, red, yellow, it doesn't matter. But moreover, in the black community, with the demolition soon to come in January of equity, diversity, and inclusion, there'll be less of the 13% of blacks going to college. So let's go ahead and stop talking about college kids, because right. that doesn't really exist in the culture. Right. So now, kids, let's say maybe if the Lord's will, I graduate high school.
Okay.
And I want to date. I don't know nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't got nothing. Mm-hmm. Is that smart? I'm a male.
Yeah, I would say no. Yeah, I would say no. Especially out of high school, no. I think coming out of high school, again, I think we go back to what we talked about a little bit earlier. 95% of the population does not know their purpose. And I really, really believe that when you don't know who you are and what you're supposed to be doing, you do not need to be trying to get with somebody else. that doesn't know
They
that.
probably don't know who they are and what
They
they're
don't.
supposed to be doing
And
either.
it gets you off track. It makes you lose focus. You're thinking you love this person and all that. And then when that person really starts coming into who they are within the next 5 or 10 years, you start recognizing that ain't the person you thought they was going to be. And now you jack yourself up because you done hooked up with this person, and then you got a couple of children by that person, and now you just, man.
Resentment sets in.
And then your life is just on this downward spiral, and you're like, man, what do I do? And you're trying to play catch up. You see? And so my answer is no.
So for that guy,
Straight crack.
Straight crack, and we appreciate that, man.
I just got that from you. You straight crack.
Yeah, I was telling him we need to get straight to it, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
that was I advocate. I stand with you on that. But I do want to date, and I am fresh out of high school. I don't have any problem with going to work or anything like that. What is this steps that I should take to maybe try to build myself to a point where I can maybe sustain me and maybe start thinking about dating?
Yeah.
What should one of those the first step be to? I'm out of school and I'm trying to build myself as a man. I'm trying to be a man.
Right. Well, I think to build your man, and I think I talked about this last time. You have seven areas of life that you need to focus on. Okay. We have the first four are common: mind, body, soul, spirit. Okay, we got that. Then we have the vocation, relational, and financial. So 7 areas where you are. And so when we look at that, we got to say, okay, how am I? Okay, you finished high school. You don't really think college is for you. What are you going to do with your life? Because either you're going to be a help to society or a hindrance to society. Either you're going to be a leech or you're going to be a blessing. Okay. So you got to say, again, what am I supposed to be doing? Okay, just because I finished high school, okay, what trade am I going to get? What skills am I going to develop? College, okay, it's not the fix-all, but I do believe that you got to get into something where you say, I'm able to give back. This is why I say the question is not, what am I going to be when I grow up? The question is going to be, who am I going to serve when I grow up?
Because that's how you get to the bag, by serving.
Right. So the thing is, it's not that I just want to make money. No, you want to develop your skill in your trade. And when you offer this to people, the people you're going to serve, then they say, because you're serving us and doing such a great job at it, hey, we'll give you money for that. Same thing with singers. You ain't going to pay no bad singer.
No.
You see?
Yes.
But because you have perfected your craft and your skill and everything, and you sing and you got the notes and you have a very big genre of music that you can sing from. So when you hit the stage, you can sing anything, you see? So now that person said, so they say, hey, we'll pay you thousands of dollars to do this. Same thing when I'm speaking. Can you just speak on this? Can you speak on leadership? Or can you speak on this? Yeah, I'm not just going to speak. I'm going to come in, man. I'm going to set it on fire, you see? Man, maybe blow some tunes and whatever. You say, can you sing? Can you do? And the same thing with acting. Actors that can sing, they can not only act, but they can do, just tons of other things. Their value has increased.
They increase their value over time.
That's right. And that's what I'm saying. So when you come out of high school, you do not have much value. Okay? And
Can you say that one more time?
When you come out of high school, you do not have much value. And so what you're looking at is that, I'm not saying you're not valuable. I'm just saying you've only been through skilled something for 12 years. So you may be 17, 18, 19 years old.
You don't got no skin and no game.
Yeah. So therefore you hadn't bought in anything. I mean, who have you interned? Who have you studied under? Now you may have been blessed to be able to get with somebody, maybe, your junior high school years, you start working on something. They taught you how to do something well, and you've been doing that for a while. That's fine. But you got to recognize, to be truly paid, it's got to be tested, tried, and true. Big quote here. You can put this one on the bottom, whatever you want to do. Amateurs practice until they get it right. Professionals practice until they can't get it wrong.
That was hard pause.
Yeah, hard pause right there. So what is looking at? When I get on the stage and speak, if I'm doing a lot of if I'm doing a lot of that, I have not perfected my skill or craft. But when I can get up and I can keep going with knowledge and information and not skip a beat and keep coming at it with passion, with love, and give scenarios and different things, man, hey, boom. That moves you on a whole nother level. Because you don't practice this thing until you say, hey, man, it's very hard for me to get it wrong because I done studied this thing left, right, and everything. I mean, when Stephon Curry throws that ball up and turns away, He feel when it comes off
knows.
his fingers,
He
he's
knows.
already know. Like, yeah, I done set it up right. I done set that thing up right, man. And when he sets it right, he can walk away. And he goes in. People go like, golly. And he knows, man. He said, hey, when I cross the free throw line, the half court line, I'm in my zone. I done practiced it so many times, man, that I know, booth, square that baby up and that's it. And that's what we have to do. And so coming out of high school, going back to our point, coming out of high school, our chances of being a professional is very, very slim.
I heard there was a guy I used to work with. He told me, he said, strong is hard to be a professional. And he was right. And I've been doing what I'm doing right now. I'm going into my 3rd year. And I can't help but keep saying and you feel me, and you know what I'm saying. And so I'm trying to learn how to be a professional orator. It's just going to take some time.
It takes time.
And I ain't going to kick myself in the butt for it. Yeah. You know, so don't kick yourself in the butt when you can't get it right there and be a professional the first time. Guys are 18, 19, 20 trying to go to trade school or trying to go straight to the plant. I would advise trade school, because if you can just go be the maintenance man at the plant, it's 100 bands, 100,000 a year, easy. I don't know how long trade school lasts, or to be the maintenance man. I'm sure maybe 2 years, a year.
Yeah,
I don't think that take long at all. But I do think it's important to build yourself before you start trying to date, because I think men are supposed to be providers,
right,
and protectors,
right.